All right, my fellow agents, welcome back. It is I, X7. It is Wednesday, and that means generally a book review, but today we're going to be reviewing a little merchandise. And I am the host of Zenorama, the podcast of Heroes and Monsters. And as you might have guessed, our merchandise review is going to be about Kikaida 01, just some merchandise. Not as much as I'd have liked because I can't find my keychains. They're somewhere in the basement and locked away, being investigated by top men. Top men. But before we get too much further into that, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this character. I know I do have the Kikaida spelling, not the Kikaider, the ER. I just end it with an A because that's how I've always heard it. Although, as we'll find out, that's not exactly right. But if you could watch till the end, shouldn't take too long. I'm going to try to get the full subtitled song in there for you, but if YouTube strikes it, well, it'll just come right out. So, having said all that, double chop!
地球制覇の野望に狂うギルは恐るべき秘密兵器オールマイティ装置を完成させキカイダーを倒すべく次々と破壊部隊を送った。一方父光明寺博士を探してさまよう美津子とマサル、そしてその二人を見守っていたのは赤いギターの青年次郎であった。チェンジスイッチオン、ワン、ツー、スリー、トー電流火花体を走る自動チェンジ機械だ。ダークロボット迎え撃て人造人間機械だ。チェンジチェンジゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーデンジエンド。
So before we talk about just the merch here, this is how I found out about Kikaider, as they pronounced it in 1975. This is from the famous Monsters of Filmland issue 114, which proclaimed on the cover all of Japan's monsters. And they got a lot of them, but they didn't get all of them. They didn't have a smog monster. Megalon wasn't around, but Gigan got shown. There was not a single picture of Gamera in there. Go figure. But, it was great. It still is great, all things considered. I'll need to do a review of if I haven't. But this is what intrigued me, because these black and white pictures, this is the only one you'll see. Masao Kono wrote it. And they weren't in color. They were not very well produced just because of the times, and it was on newsprint. So I didn't know if he was a giant hero like Ultraman or what. And it's based on a manga from Shotaro Shinomori. And so this is just pictures that we're going through here before we get there. And just a lovely picture. You can tell when the quality, because he was in some other movies. And we're going to stop here and go into the merch. All right. So Kikaida, or Jinzo Ningen Kikaida, artificial human Kikaider, android of justice, etc., and so on. Fascinating history. The show is based on the comic book, or probably around at the same time, Kikaider manga. I guess the preferred spelling is now with the ER, but I just can't get out of it. The original one was from 1972 to 74. The show itself ran on TV Asahi from July 8th, 1972 to May 5th, 1973, for a total of 43 episodes plus one movie special, which we have reviewed already and you just saw the trailer for. and it was aired in Hawaii. It's been aired at least twice that I know. No, three times. The first time in the 70s became ridiculously popular. It was subtitled, which led to a whole bunch of other tokusatsu shows showing up. Diamond Eye, Warrior of Light, Diamond Eye, something like that. Ultra 7, which got an English dub, which is considered mostly lost these days. And having heard some of it, it's a very faithful translation. Unfortunately, it's not a very, the actors they were just not very good. And Go Ranger, and some of these got shown in San Francisco without subtitles. I believe August has said that till they got taken off the air due to concerns about violence. Then it was shown again in the 90s, and those tapes were circulated. That's where I saw the entire the entire show the first time, except for the movie. I saw it somewhere else, but those were subtitled adequately. There were gaps here and there, but then it was somehow it got big again, and Generation Kikaida was spawned, and they got the rights from Toei, and they brought out a 9. They aired it again to huge success and ratings, so they brought out a 9 DVD set. Some of my friends had proposed on recording it on SVHS, Super VHS, but I'm just glad that we got, these all together. They were filled with all kinds of special features. They had 5 episodes per, except for this last one, which had 3 episodes plus the 3D movie. They had interviews with Bon Daisuke and all kinds of extra things. They had even 2 sets of English subtitles, one with expletives and one with family friendly. But so they just really, and August Ragoni himself got in contact with them and really, not improved it, but he made it more special. So I got all these, and I think I only bought the first one, and this is a repeat. So I haven't even watched it in a while. But all of them I've seen, because once you start watching it, it's such a great show because it's just not exactly your typical superhero show, but it's Japanese. So they either learned the lesson from Stan Lee or just thought of it at the same sort of time. And they were just never, Japanese television was never like English or American television. So these were a big hit. And of course, there is the sequel, Kikaida 01, which is set some 3 to 5 years later. And it just that one did not have it's a good show. It's not quite as good as its predecessor, but it's a lot of fun. It's full of action, and actually better action. It's got two great theme songs, opening and closing. There's a lot. We heard that the karaoke version of the opening to Kikaida, so which I do know some of the words for. And this was broadcast the following year. Right after that, from 73 to 74, it ran 46 episodes. May 12th, 19. So if you take it as one big series, it works pretty well. And when we review it, we'll talk about it more. But the DVD set was only 6 discs, one with a few more episodes on each one. We'll open it up here. And it doesn't say how many are on here, but there it does. Like 8 episodes per until the end there. But it's also loaded with features, behind the scenes, and factoids and names, and it's great. And so these were not inexpensive. I bet they ran originally $20. This ran $20 a disc, and this one ran about $80 for the entire set. But I think I got it on a buy one get one free with a friend of mine who ordered it for me. I paid him, and he sent it to me. That's a good person. So I do love 01's outfit. I think I like it more than the original. It just looks cool. I like the symmetry, but I also like the asymmetry of Kikaida and his younger brother, Jiro, who's the first one, is the younger brother of 01. We'll get into that. So that was in the aughts there. It was released media. Don't. Oops, got to the. There we go. So this one, the media. Let's see. Oh, and there's the useless mechanical violator Hakkaida, and then the Hakkaida reboot. But home video, Region 1 DVDs from 2000, 2003 to 2004. And Generation Kikaida closed 20 years later, 2023, and the DVDs have gone out of print. But fear not. Well, in between that time, we got the animated version, which I did not care for particularly. I thought it was long and boring. And far too serious. It ran 13 episodes plus the boy who carried a guitar, Kikaida versus Inazuman, since they were both played by Ban Daisuke. So I like that, and I did like the animated Kikaida 01, which we'll get to, but which did come out before that. And there's that. I have it. I think this is the Hong Kong ripoff DVD cover. And there's anyway. So I do have it, and I have watched this more than once. It's daunting and a little dire, but it's a lot more action packed. So it's got Kikaida 00 in it, Mary, Bijinda, all kinds of, and just one of the sons of Professor Gill. So just recently, Discotheque Media last year announced the Blu-ray, which is when we'll be reviewing the series here starting tomorrow. Hence the reason that this has shown up, and it's all 43 episodes, and it's been remastered. It's on 4 discs. It does not contain the movie, and as far as I can tell right now, it does not contain any special features, which is sad because those special features are great and means that I'll keep the 9-volume set. I know, but yeah, it's lights. At some point, I'll fix that. And then, let's see. And then this I put out just recently. Now there is a color edition with more stuff. This is the black and white one. It also has we'll talk about the Kikaida reboot, and we'll go from there. So that's my March. I have some keychains feature Kikaida. I don't think I have one of 01, but I think I have Kikaida and Hakkaida and Robot K, Devilman. I was going to show them, but they're not with the rest of my keychain collection. Go figure. All right, so there are all of the discs I have. And again, we will be reviewing the series starting tomorrow, 4 episodes at a time, which will keep us busy by my count for 11 weeks. That's putting the movie in there at the appropriate spot. Okay, so let's wrap things up. We'll talk a little more about the rest of the show, the sequels, and we'll go on. We'll go on our way. All right, let's try this again because Clipmaker crashed before this part saved. So we were talking about the sequels, and it's good because I left out one. We got 01 there, and I love his costume and his opening and closing songs. There's the animation that makes Shadow Knight a little scarier. But I left out one other show called Metaldar, Chojinki Metaldar, Super Machine, Superman Sheen Metaldar, whatever you want to call it. This ran from March 16th to 1987 to January 17th, 1988. And it's very much a product of its times. The costumes look great. The story is pretty darn good. It's pretty much, an unofficial remake of Kikaida, because it's got, searching here and there for villains and fathers and friendships and Top Gunner, who is dressed in black and a deadly, and he even made a movie. So I liked the show all right. It was turned into part of VR Troopers, sadly, but Metallica is a little bulky, and the action is not nearly as good as anything from even the early '80s, before concerned parents thought, "What about the children? The children!" And I'm sorry I don't have a picture of them, but order the issue from Zenorama. You can get it from Amazon. There's the reboot, which I enjoyed too, and it does have Bon Daisuke in it as I think he's Komioji, but he's in it. And there's some nice moments. My main problem with the movie was the lighting and the overuse of the whole Matrix style slow motion, fast motion crap that was popular at the time. But I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed it enough that I probably should just purchase the dang disc, but who knows if that's even out. This was released May 24th, 2014. They did show up. The actors showed up in a couple of episodes. One episode of Kamen Rider Gaim, and then a couple of movies. And then Kikaida 01, Inazuman, and Kaiketsu Zubat all showed up in a Kamen Rider movie as well for about 7 seconds. It was fun to see them. So that just leads us into tomorrow's episode, which is going to be the first 4 episodes of Jinzo Ningen Kikaida. They will be taken from the Blu-ray, and they look great. Pictures look great. So, having said all that, my fellow agents, and hopefully this will take, because I really don't want to keep doing this, until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out.